Yeah, so I'm doing this recording really to just like, it's like a morning run. And in these morning runs, I get a lot of great insights. It's one of the reasons why I actually really like running over anything else, because it's the one place where you could really think and you have a space of education where I can watch, some good content, and while at the same time running in a certain speed. Like right now I'm running on like speed 9.0, so it's like an easy run. But there's one thing actually, someone asked me recently, and I thought, I think that would be really great to share here. Over the last 15 years I've worked with at least 50 plus startup founders, CTOs, mostly CEOs, and some business directors who really want to build a company. And some of those founders who when I dealt with, they've already raised, maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 million euros to build their startup. And some of those founders who are actually on a much earlier stages, where they may only had like 100,000 to 250,000 euros. So, and one of the best part of my job actually is to obviously build the software, but also to make sure that the software is going to be successful. At the same time, being careful, not getting too involved too early on, because sometimes I have a good intention in this particular scenario always, and it might come in the wrong direction on the other side. It's not up to you to tell somebody what's best for them until you build trust, until they understand that you do that because you want them to succeed. So I guess the question is, what things I see differently among these, startup founders and leaders. A couple of patterns that I saw very differently versus the one that I see that were very successful, and the one that I saw that the product failed within 4 years. So startup founders that get too emotional about the product that they want to build, and they get so involved in the nitty-gritty where they want to control everything, into how a specific screen will look like, how this feature will be, to the nitty-gritty details. And it's great to have this level of attention, but when you have experts who have a lot of experience, if they spend too much time on the nitty-gritty, now they don't have enough time for the raising capital. So one of the first thing I would say, the successful founders are the ones that are primary focus is raising capital. If you're building a software product, you're gonna need a lot of money. Money to build it, money to market it, and money to manage it, until you have this tip where you have enough cash flow coming in, which takes time. So startup founders that are not focusing on raising capital throughout the whole process, within the first 90 days, I'm almost certain that they're going to fail within 4 years of the development. That's number one. Number two, in the way that they actually convey the product, the vision that they have. Some of those successful startup founders I saw is that they spend a lot of time at the early on to make sure people understand why they're looking to build what they're trying to build. Very important. They spend time onto really educating the engineers to say, this is the problem we're solving. This is why we're doing it. There's a reason behind this logic. Instead of some other non-successful founders just okay, here's the product, here's the development that needs to be done. Can you go ahead, give us this? So that's number two. Number three, pay for the expert. So, it's back to the same logic you get what you pay for. The same thing in the software development. You can always get cheaper development to be done, but cheaper doesn't always mean it's good. In most cases, it's not. So having a highly competent set of engineers that you could hire, let's say for example, if you have a budget of spending, and in one side you can get, let's say, a team of 7 or 8 developers, in the other side you can get a team of 3 or 4. The one that are very successful, that they pick and they pay for talent. So that's number 3, which has been really good. The 4th one, the startup founders that they take much bigger vision, where they are looking to distribute ownership to the key people that are inside the project. And they're not afraid. It's not like this is my company, it's my baby. No, they're trying to build something so big and they want others to win around them. So that's been really good. Now, most of the founders that I kind of communicated with, they're all working on a Saturday, they're all working on Sunday. So if you're someone like myself, and if you're not the same, now I've been working every Sunday for God knows how long. In fact, funny story, when I used to work in IBM, I used to go to the office on the weekends, and the security will come to me and says, "What are you doing here? Get out. You can't be here." I'm like, "Well, I'm just working." "Yeah, but you're not supposed to be working." I say, "Yeah, but I'm working." So to me, this logic didn't make sense. This sort of a 9-to-5 mindset doesn't exist in the startup community, especially in building a company. And building a company needs people that you trust. So the founders that I know, they spend a lot of time to be like a friend with you, because now you have a commitment. So you have a commitment that to make sure this product succeeds. So if I take on a mission, it's not just about building the software. It's like I give my word to that founder. And that is really powerful. And I've saw that, in many cases where I give so much back, where the founder running into issues, they have no funds, where I deploy 3, 4, 5 developers for a couple of months to just help them out. Why? Because early on they built a relationship. It was not just a transaction. And that's what it's all about, So I think paying for specialized knowledge and understanding the importance of that is really critical. And so if I would say, sum it up, which are the most important point out of everything that I saw? When I see a founder that his key mission is to make sure that he's focusing on raising capital, making sure that funding is not going to be a problem 6 months down the line, I know that founder is going to be successful. Because talent you can acquire. There's a lot of great people out there. So, and founders that get really good at this early on, they definitely have much more likelihood of success. So these are a couple of points which I really kind of learned. And I think, as I said, the best part of my job is to really see which one fails, which one's successful, and the patterns. Now I may cover in another video the one that I see, what do they do that caused them to fail within that 4 or 5 years window. But anyways, if you like this video and this content, just like it so I know that you like this content. And until next time, I'm going to be doing today about maybe 8K, and then I've got about 9 hours, 10 hours work. So see you.